hell? I thought I had more beer in here.
Brian!
No. Thank God.
Get back to work!
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to One Drunk Geek. I'm your host, Brian Massey, and today we're going to be talking about a beer from where I grew up. That's right, we're talking about Fat Tire out in Colorado. So, I know from experience that this is a more modern interpretation of the style of the bottle label, and I do know for a fact that the bicycle has always been a mainstay for their logo, because this beer's kind of just always been around in my life. It's always, you know, growing up in Colorado, it was everywhere, and it was advertised everywhere. And whenever I would have family get-togethers over at my grandma's house, 9 times out of 10, somebody was bringing, you know, yeah, like your Budweiser and all that crap. But then, like, someone wanted to be fancy and went, hey, I brought some Fat Tire. So that's how I remember this being a thing. And it wasn't until I obviously became of drinking age that I started being able to drink it. And yeah, it's a beer I grew up with. That's a weird thing to say. But so, let's talk about the smell. I might be having an off day, but yeah, I can smell some malts in there. It smells nice. It smells, I guess you could describe it as like a clean beer smell. It doesn't smell super offensive. Nothing really pops out to me about the smell necessarily. It just kind of smells like, it smells like a beer I can trust. That's what it smells like. Sorry, I'm reaching here. I can't really. Let me try one more time. Hold on. I'm not really getting anything. Oh God, is it me? Is that what the problem is? Nah, I took a shower a day ago. It's a very rich tasting and malty ale, and once you kind of get that first taste, you can then, I think, start to smell it, because now that I kind of got it all up in my business, I can kind of get that aroma going. And yeah, this is a really, really tasty beer. This kind of reminds me of Yingling. It's got the same kind of like body to it. It's got a really nice thick foamy head, and yeah, that's a really good beer. Now it does, I don't know why that tasted a little watered down. Hold on. I'm doing research for scientific purposes. It's really rich on the like top of my mouth and around like the sides of my mouth, but it also tastes kind of watered down on the tongue. And I don't know if that's like a thing that's done on purpose, but when I wrote down my notes, I said this beer tastes like a hug. It tastes like a really nice malty and oaty kind of hug, and I wouldn't necessarily drink this ice cold, because I feel like it's gonna mute the flavors just a little bit. Not necessarily room temperature too. Maybe like take it out of the fridge and like let it sit for like 15 minutes and then crack it open. It feels like in between room temperature and ice cold is where you kind of want this to be. So. Excuse me. So, living in Maryland, you have a lot of different beers that are drunk here en masse by a lot of people. Here in Frederick, we have Flying Dog, and we also have, Yingling as one of the really popular ones here. Fat Tire has managed to go national, thankfully, so this is in the conversation. However, not necessarily as much as you would think, at least on the East Coast. It's not really one that's ever brought up as like, oh man, I could really go for a Fat Tire tonight. Nobody really ever says that, at least not in my group, or any groups I run with. But if you go to Colorado, it gets mentioned a little more. And it's funny because this is kind of like either you love it or you hate it. I know friends that have gone out to like Breckenridge and they've done like bike tours up in the Rockies, and they this is one of the beers that like you can get when you're on those beer and bike trails, and I would love to do that one day once I'm in a little more shape myself. I'd love to go back out to the Rockies and go on a beer trail and like go bike the Rockies. But from what I understand, either Fat Tire is one of those beers that like people just cannot shut up about, or they just dislike immensely. So as for me, I like this beer. It reminds me of home. It's not my go-to, but then again, I don't really have a go-to beer, and I would say that, yeah, I would probably mix this into like, hey, what am I feeling? What do I want to pick up? This is on my way too long list of like reliable beers, because I've been able to pick it up, in the past and really, really enjoy it. I would caution though that if you're gonna sit there and have a session with this, turn this into a session beer, just be sure to like pour it into a glass, and maybe don't drink it out of the bottle and then eat like carbs, because it's gonna make you really, really gassy. Because I don't know what it is about this beer, but it's gonna bloat you. So take it from me. So, should you buy this beer or not? Yeah, I absolutely recommend it. It's not the most expensive beer out there, and if you're looking to switch things up a little bit, but maybe you're tired of Yingling, and this is for my East Coasters, if you're tired of that, give some Colorado some love. You could go way worse with beer, honestly. And this is number 97 on the list of 100 beers you need to try before you die, and it's not on that list because of some kind of clerical error. So go pick up some Fat Tire if you're feeling tiry and fatty. I don't know. So I've got kind of a long history here. I obviously wasn't drinking it in the 90s because that would be illegal, but
That's it.
Sorry.
That's the story of Brian drinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And he's not even on camera. There he is. Oh no.
Please tell me.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's a
you
face
recording
only
that?
a mother could love.
Face for radio.
Yep.